Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Haxenhunt. Today we're going to be comparing two different arrow rests. We've got a full containment or Whisker Biscuit rest and then a drop away rest. So we're going to compare these two rests, show you guys the pros and cons of each rest, and then go ahead and determine which one is better for you, for money, for shooting, accuracy, everything. So if you guys want to see which rest is kind of better and what I would prefer personally, then go ahead and stay tuned. Alright, Haxen family, so we are first going to go ahead and show you guys this Whisker Biscuit rest. Very simple rest. I mean, it doesn't get more simple than this. Just go ahead and kind of show you guys. So it's got one Allen here, just bolts that on. It just, you can kind of adjust, and then an Allen here that is going to change the angle of that depending on how high and far out that you go. So basically it's just kind of on a swivel. You can just kind of move it whatever direction that you need to tune your bow to. The very good thing about having, where'd my arrow go? Oh, there it is. Very good thing about having a full containment rest is once you drop your arrow into the rest and then go ahead and clip it onto your string here, like that thing's not going anywhere. Like that arrow is staying in that rest. You're not, you don't have to hold it onto it at all. Honestly, if you do hold it, then you're gonna run into a problem with pushing down those bristles, and then that arrow's not sitting right in the place it needs to be. Most of the time when you draw back though, the weight of the arrow changes, and you guys can see that it's right there in the middle of that of that Whisker Biscuit. The other good pro to having a Whisker Biscuit is the price. The price is super duper cheap, especially if it's just not the Whisker Biscuit name brand. You're gonna be saving a lot of money. The Whisker Biscuit name brand is made out of I believe all machined, not machined aluminum, but just like compressed aluminum or whatever. This one is half metal, half plastic. So the round circle part here that has the bristles in it, this is plastic, and then the mounting bracket is metal. So this one's about 25 bucks on Amazon. I'll link a Whisker Biscuit down in the description below so you guys can just go ahead and go look at that. And then they can, I think the Whisker Biscuit brand name is like 35 bucks. So yeah, that's a pretty cheap accessory, I would say, for archery. 35 bucks to throw an arrow rest, and you'll see why I think that's pretty cheap when I go ahead and show you guys the drop away rest on this bow here. But yeah, that's the Whisker Biscuit. The cons to the Whisker Biscuit, in my opinion, are going to be, you're not going to be able to get as much speed, and I personally say not the best. I mean, I feel like it's going to be accurate out to about 40-50 yards, nothing beyond that. It'll be accurate, but it's going to come into more of a play, like more into the play once you hit 60, 70, 80, and so on. But what happens when you draw this bow back, sorry, this is left-handed. When you draw that bow back and then let go, this arrow is going to then come off the string. Let's go ahead and just show you guys up close. And then it's going to come through those whiskers and come through. So if it's not getting a perfect, exact, even pressure on those fletchings, it could, turn the way that arrow and the direction it's going and everything. So that's kind of why I say it's not going to be as accurate as it possibly could be, as well as it does have that drag. I mean, it does for sure take a little bit of weight there to actually pull that through the bristles. So you're gonna lose, I don't know exactly what the FPS is gonna be, but it's gonna be a few FPS there. Nothing too dramatic, but I'll go ahead and show you guys just kind of a slow motion right here of an arrow going through a Whisker Biscuit. So we got slow-mo here, and that's it showing, coming right through that Whisker Biscuit. So let's go ahead and move on to this drop away rest. Here, and grab this bow real quick. So this drop away is the Ripcord drop away rest brand. This is the first drop away that I have bought. So the way that this Ripcord drop away rest works is you're gonna go ahead and clip your arrow here on your string, and then you can either pull this to help lift up that drop away rest, or you can just click it into place there. So that'll actually stay into place. That arrow can obviously bounce up and down inside that, but it's not gonna like fall out unless you hit it, you know, really hard. It could just kind of bend that top part. So it is slightly full containment, staying in there. It will move, will make some noise, we'll be able to click on some stuff. But what happens when you draw this one back, what happens is there's a string that is tied into the bus cable down here. So as you guys can see, this string here is tied in the bus cable, and as you draw back, that bus cable gets pulled down, and then which is pulling this string on the ripcord rest, which is then lifting up that drop away rest. And when you let go, when you shoot, it then drops, and your arrow, when it comes to the full shot, it'll glide through this little window here without touching anything. So nothing's going to be coming into play there in a shot with friction, or you're not going to be, you know, losing any FPS there. It literally nothing is touching your fletchings as it's going through that shot window. So that's kind of all the pros to a drop away rest. The cons to it are going to be most definitely the price. The price is going to be, I think like the cheapest one that you can get is like 80 bucks. So I'll link that in the description below. But then you can also, you know, you can get up to $200, $300 for a drop away rest. And a lot of people are like, dang, that is way too expensive just to have something that my arrow sits on and is able to shoot. There's different kinds of drop away rests. This is a cable pull drop away, and then they also have a limb pull drop away, which is always in the down position. You can't lock it up, and when you draw back, your limbs are then compressed and pull up. So like basically your limbs will come up like this, which then raises up the drop away rest, and then when you shoot, that limb comes back to the home position, which then drops that rest and gets it out of the way for the shot when the fletchings are coming through. So I'll link a couple of them down below. That way you guys can just go on Amazon and check out a few that I link there. And then I'll show also a slow motion video right here of the way that the drop away rest works as those arrows are flying through that shot window, not touching anything. But yeah, so that is kind of the two differences between a full containment slash Whisker Biscuit rest and then a drop away rest. My personal preference is a drop away rest just because I like to shoot out at further distances. I like to be able to shoot 100 yards, 120 yards, 130 yards, 150 yards even. And a Whisker Biscuit's definitely going to come into play with accuracy at those distances when the drop away rest is going to keep your consistent accuracy. So just want to say that I personally like the drop away rest. There's a ton of them out there. All of them are honestly pretty good. The cheap ones, they still work. That's kind of my thoughts on a Whisker Biscuit and a drop away rest. Both of them perform really good. They both work really good. Hope that answers any of the questions that you might have. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Haxenhunt. I really truly do appreciate all support that you guys have been showing me on my channel. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. All the support that I've been getting is just incredible. Just so grateful for you guys. And we will continue to be pounding out videos and comparing things against different things. And if you guys want to see anything that you guys want compared to something, then go ahead and comment down below. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you guys next time.